Hello. I just finished watching Teenage Pregnancy and Adoption. Um, I just want to say I did write some notes on my laptop. Um, the 2008 documentary, The Teenage Pregnancy and Adoption, it explores the emotional, physical, and social challenges faced by young mothers, and they go through difficult decisions surrounding adoption. It follows different stories of several teenage girls going through unplanned pregnancies, highlighting the stigma of family dynamics and personal struggles they endure throughout their lives. It portrays the complex feeling of fear, love, and loss as these young girls weigh the decision to raise their child or place them up for adoption. This documentary ties deeply into topics of sexuality and reproduction by basically exposing how teenage pregnancy is often framed by societal norms and moral judgments, especially being judged at a very young age of like, why are you pregnant at a very young age? It's mainly, sadly due to that, especially lack of access to contraception, of course, and I've also noticed, despite the documentary, even how nowadays with parents not are feeling a little iffy when it comes to sex education in high schools and stuff like that. But I feel, in my opinion, that it is better to teach them these things because sadly, in this generation, especially nowadays, a lot of kids are having sex at a very, 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 very young age, don't know what's going on. And I truly feel that the more parents and people who don't want sex education in schools because they feel like it'll sexualize the child, it's sadly basically seeing now that a lot of teenagers and a lot of underage kids are having sex at a very young age, and they see it in social media, think it's okay, and they tend to want to experience it at a very young age, and they have no lack of what it's about, how I'm going to get somebody pregnant. They just think of it as like a cool thing to do or like a fun thing to do without no consequences, basically. With my notes, is social pressures contribute to unplanned pregnancies among adolescents. Like I stated, moreover, it illustrates the gender expectations placed on young girls who are frequently left to bear the emotional and physical burdens of pregnancy alone, while young fathers are less scrutinized, which I truly, truly feel this way because they put a lot of pressure on the woman more on the girls than the boy, because they say, well, you did this, well, you got to suffer the consequences. More of to the boy saying, hey, I don't want the child. Some people would end up defending the young man more than the young woman if she want to place it for adoption, if the father does not want to be in its life, and if the young girl is not ready. So it's sad that, when it comes to gender, when it comes to this, it's mainly of the young girl getting bashed more than a young man. It also touches on the psychological and social impacts of adoption, showing how birth mothers may experience grief, guilt, or relief. It challenges viewers to rethink assumptions about teenage sexuality and the systematic inequalities that shape reproductive experiences, particularly for vulnerable young women. The documentary emphasizes the need of comprehensive sexual education, supportive healthcare, and empathy for those facing such altering decisions. It was a good eye-opening documentary, honestly. Especially, I've seen people in my life who go through teenage pregnancies. I've seen it at a very young age, and it just stood out to me with much things I see with young girls, young boys having sex at a very young age, and how the girl is getting more scrutinized than the young boy. It's just very, very sad that we live in this type of society that people are willing to go out their way to defend the young boy and basically saying it's the young girl's fault, all these other things, all these negative things in society. But we need to push that, hey, we need more sex education. We need this so the kids can know, hey, if you do these have consequences. STIs, STDs, pregnancy, a lot of different things. So yeah, this documentary was a really good documentary. Enjoy watching it. I highly recommend people watching it.